shouldn't have stopped. This is no shelf queen for sure. It's what most I'm assuming are on Facebook, because they never have no scratches on them. They're all so pretty. This thing started off beautiful and it's already getting beat up. That's not too shabby for some 1.9 rocks. They're the stock tires and wheels off of my old Gen 7. And I put some, I don't know what size they are because I got them at the Dollar Tree and it didn't say, but I'm guessing they're probably medium hair buns. Saw that on Crawler Canyon. And then I got some 2XLs that I just put in my 2.2 mud bashers that are going back on my Wraith when I get it put back together. Just waiting on the cage. The skid plate, the aluminum skid plate came in the mail today. I'm waiting on the cage. I got the Vanquish axle housings. I just got to finish and with mostly Vanquish internals. So the Wraith ought to be a beast when I get done with it. It might even be beastie enough that I might put the 5700 kV castle motor back in it. But I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it on a 2700 Holmes Trailmaster Pro that used to be in my Gen 7. So we'll see, because actually it doesn't, the 5700 makes it way too fast. But I got a Fosca GT5 so I can tame it down. Now here's where bad things happen. I drove it down this just a minute ago, and sorry for the bouncing around, but I drove it down it just a minute ago and stopped and took pictures. But since I'm videoing, I'm sure I'll crash. No, just landed straight on my front axle housing. This has it's a Gspeed V4 carbon fiber chassis, TRX4 Sport axles. Team Garage Hacks 2-low transmission, Dravtech Dlux, shorty 80 millimeter shocks, which, man, these shocks are great. They're a little shorter than I maybe wanted, I don't know. They work great though, so I just don't get a ton of flex because they're short. But man, they do really well. They are so composed. This truck is so stable. Almost every time I roll it over, it rolls right back on its wheels. This is just my little homemade course. Was better, but my landlord has a big warehouse right here in my backyard and put a new sewer line into it. and they dug it up and took some of my rocks. I got some more, but it's not the same. And they haven't finished burying it or cleaning the ditch back out. But let's do kind of what we pieced back together to get back across the slop hole ditch. But there's still a lot of dirt and mud. And that was all rock. Yeah, so I'm gonna get stuck. I don't know who put that one rock there, but all that is an axle dragger. But yeah, it's got a Holmes Hobby SHV800 servo, Castle Mamba X, Holmes Puller Pro stubby, 2700 kV. I think I already said Team Garage Hacks 2-low transmission, but I did away with most of the overdrive by putting Traxxas overdrive in the rear and underdrive in the front, because I didn't like that 30%. Not for what I do. I mean, here it would have helped me maybe, but wouldn't help me trailing for miles and miles. Because I don't live out in the desert or in the mountains. I live in the hills of West Virginia. And we got a lot of muddy trail on the way to different good rock crawls. And I don't like dragging the ass end for a quarter of a mile between. And all this damn dirt's got these tires dirty, and I didn't never clean them anyways. All I did was pull them out of a box they were in, and they were dirty, and popped them apart real quick and put these hair buns from the Dollar Tree in them. And this is going to prove to be pretty tough. Now the other tires I have for it. Oh no! Damn. I hope this don't flip the video. We'll go a little different route to get up there. And get right back there quickly. Maybe quickly. Yeah, my rock pile's not the same. And these tires are pretty small, so I'm getting hung on my axles a lot. The rear axle's hanging up right now. And now the front. There we go. Yeah, you can see where my rear axle scratched that rock up. With these tires, it is not going to pull up over those. But they are doing great, considering they're about 4 or 5 years old. They're about half dry rotted. And it's just too much. Because my rocks are all over this. It's not how it was. I don't know who put those rocks like that, but it's no good and they're really big tires. At least I can do shit like that though and don't have to worry about breaking it. Or it's very unlikely, I should say, because it's got really, really good parts in it. Really strong stuff. Well, that's a big step up. I know it can do it. I've done it with the I can't believe I can't ruptures. Yeah, I got 1.9 ruptures and it'll pull right up over that with them. But these aren't near as grippy of a compound. But they are doing really good with these hair buns in them. And the hair buns aren't, they were smaller ones. They don't even fill these tires up quite. But they do better than they ever did with foams. Didn't completely pull straight up over it, kind of slid off to the side a little bit, but oh, on the body. Not enough tire to get ahead of the body. Yeah, see how there's not quite enough stuff in there. That tire's folded pretty good. But I took it trailing the other night, and they done really well on dirt, muddy dirt hill climbs, and on some pretty decent rock. I'm catching my axle. It's kind of hard to juice it in a spot like this without taking the bad one. Squeak, shut up. I just love, well, I love the Holmes Hobby motors, and I love their shocks. I just love how they're crawler shocks. They do things slow, which I like. I hope that phone call I'm getting doesn't mess the video up. I want to answer it, but I want to get down here and shut the video off first. Oh, slid off. Bad. There's no... Actually, it might. Axial axles probably would have broke just now, but that's Traxxas.